Hello everybody, and welcome back to another review. Today we will be looking at Power of the Primes Predaking Voyager class Rampage. And if you want to see the box and the other figures, I do have a playlist of these figures. So if you want to see that, then go check those out. But first off, we can check his weapon right here. It's completely molded in black plastic. You see, there is some nice detailing there, though, which I think looks pretty good. And he can hold it in his hand, but something I don't really like about this set's weapons is the pegs for them to hold is, like, really short, so they don't get much grip. So, yeah. And he also has the hand for Predaking. Yeah, he used the left arm, you can see there. Nice detail, no paint, just gray hands, but we can look more at this on the final video. But as for, actually, if you want to store this, you can fold that down, and there's a hole right there that it can just peg onto right there, like that. It does hang down quite a bit, but you can do that. I don't think... Yeah, you can't do it like that, or else it just falls out. But let's look at the actual figure. First up, we got his head. It is done in all red, except for his eyes are black. He looks sad. Just tiny little black eyes there. We got Beast Mode head front and center. Some Decepticon assemblage right there. Some nice gold in some different spots. You see, bunch of stickers. I am missing one right there. Nice detail. Now these on the curve, those always fold back up, which is annoying. And his back isn't really much. It's just big old, like, flap there. But there it is for some details. Now we'll do some comparisons. First up, we've got Astro Train. He is a little bit taller. You see there. There he is with him. And now, got Hot Rod. There you have him. And here we have the other two that we have reviewed so far. Ooh. There he is with his brothers in arms right there. I think they look good together, but of course this isn't the whole team. We've still got two more to look at after this, but put them off the side. Now back to the main figure. First we can do articulation, which his head is just on a swivel right there. And it does have a little bit of wiggly waggly, but you can't really look anywhere with that. His arms are also on a ball joint. He can do full 360. His elbow, he does have a double jointed elbow. So it bends there and there. It can go all the way up. And it is a ball joint, so it can do a full 360. Like that at the bicep. And his wrists don't really have anything. I mean, they can flip in, but that's more so for transformation. But you can do that. At the waist, he does have full 360 at the waist. Again, for transformation, but you can untap that if you want, like, a back arch, but then there's also that gap there. If you only do it a little bit, then you can still kind of have one, but... for the legs, they can go out that much, backwards that much, and up very little. Oh, well, I guess he does have a bit more than I thought. There's that. And then for the knee, you have a little under 90 degrees. No twist anywhere. I mean, there's that, which is on the mushroom peg. And then some ankle tiltage right there. There you have his articulation. And this, if for whatever reason you want it up on his back like that, that is just on a ratchet, as you can hear. But there you have his articulation. Now for transformation. First, you want to flip his head up there and then pull it out of his chest. And then this, it is on a thin plastic panel, so you can push on the head or right here or something. You just got to make sure not to break the peg right there that his head is on, but just fold that in. It is up there really tight, so give me a sec. There we go. Got his head in all the way. Just pops right down into place. But there is his head all done. Now you want to take his backpack and fold it. Fold it around and then all the way up like that to make his back. And then fold their hands in. Then flip them up all the way, and there's a tab slot connection there from the wrist to the shoulder. Then you just want to untab the tiger feet right there, flip down the feet, and there you have that. Now for his other legs and the rest of his body, you want to take his legs, and at the knees there is a hinge right there. You can see a little hinge armature down there. You have to fold it down, and it will fold out and then back in like that. And then just, I believe that there's a tab slot connection there, but you kind of just got to feel it. And then take the legs, you can see tabs and slots, put them together, take his feet, they will, on a double hinge there, go out and tab into the side of his leg there. Boom. And now take that back hinge, untab it, and do that. You can see tabs there that will go into that slot right there. And boom. Like that. Now we're at the home stretch. You just want to grab it there and flip those out, tab it in, and then boom. There he is in his tiger form. And to, sorry, I'm getting done. But to finish it, you want to take his blaster and that port that I showed you earlier, just plug it in there, and that will make his tail. But there you can see you've got Rampage in his tiger mode. Now, something I don't really like about this, about his tiger mode, is he like leans forward a bunch because of how they did the legs. But there is him in his tiger mode. Nothing really different other than the back legs. Just solid plastic. And some orange detail up here. Stickers on the shoulder. And then his head. You can focus more on it. He's got some nice yellow eyes and a boopable black nose there. But there is the stuff for that. Now for articulation for his tiger mode, really just like Tantrum and Headstrong, it's kind of a brick, but you can move that backwards, and the foot there moves a little bit, but can't really do too much. I guess he doesn't fall as easily, but there you have that. And then these are just the robot mode arms, so they can go all the way around. There is a new hinge there if you also want to get that backwards, and then this is on like a kind of ratcheted, if you can hear that. yeah, little ratchet there. And then his head can just look down, and his mouth does open so he can do the rar. He can do the kitty rar. Rar. But there is articulation for him. Now for comparisons, I can't do beast mode for the other Predacons. I can do that in the last video that I'll do, but for now, we have Alpha Trion. Right there. Something fell off. Now we have Leo Convoy, I think his name is. Some more feline. But now for Optimus Primal. Got him there. And last but not least, we have this dude who I still don't know the name of. There, you have that. And you cannot store the fist on Rampage at all. Like I showed in the last review, it just kind of goes into the bottom of the foot like that. But there you go. And if you want, I guess, you can take a smaller figure, have him sit on top right there. Yeah, that happens. His feet don't like to stay in place very much, but you can do that if you want. But there we go. We have that. Now, we can put him in his arm mode. To detach that first, this will not be used because it is used for something else. But first up, we want to flip in his legs again. Then untab that and bring it back to normal. For now, we can leave those tabbed together. Just bring his feet back in. But we want to bring the arms back up and get that tabbed back in. This, instead of having it back like that, you want to have it all the way up. And then shift the shoulder up, because it is on a hinge there. Forgot to mention that. But there's a tab slot connection there on his chest. You want to make, it's not the tightest, but it is there, and it helps it stay in place. Shift it up. There you go. Now this, you want to have his head looking down. Then fold that. I believe you just keep it like that. And then this will fold flat and then spin. Then if you want, you can have it out or whatever. But now, for the legs, you just split them open. And the hand here, you can see on the leg, you've got a tab, or two tabs that will go into those right there. Just line it up, tab it in, and then close it on the other side. Get it all nice and secure. And there you go for his arm mode. And again, like you saw with how big the legs were, this is just his arm. He's going to be a very big dude, indeed. Everything is the same detail-wise. Again, you got hand there. But there is that. Now, you can bring him back to robot mode for now. To show you. For bringing his head back up, there is a little tab right there that you can try and use, but that doesn't really help. Now, the main thing to do is kind of use it, but just a little bit. You want to get some leverage with it so that it can go up a little bit. And then there is a little catching spot on the back of his head. Just pull it up and it will, you kind of have to pull up and back kind of with his head. And then it will just tab back into place at the sides. And then this, it will contact with that, but just keep pushing and it'll go under it. And then fold the head down, and there you have him back in robot mode. But there you go. There we have the review of Rampage for Predaking. Now, thank you all for watching another review. Don't forget to like and subscribe, leave a comment below, and we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.